Done.
That's up to you.
That's the motion I'm making, is that
Okay.
okay?
I'll second it.
How do you vote? Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Zach?
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business. At last month's meeting, the board voted to allocate all LSF money or funds from 2015, 2017 in the amount of $145,000, $75,000 for 2015, $45,000 for 2016, $25,000 for 2017 to a capital purchase project.
Did we already allocate some funds?
Yes,
that, yeah.
yes, it was allocated to a project, but then you had to say which project, so now you're making the motion to allocate it to the garage project.
Okay, I so move.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. And Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Mark West submitted a road bonding application to Hall on Ely. Paperwork and checks are included. Motion to approve the road bond permit for Mark West for hauling on Ely Road.
We have an application. We've got a check for $250 and it needs executed. I so move.
Second.
Hold on. Are they gonna kick in on that reprofiling of that road? Because we're gonna be working on that.
When are they supposed to be running it?
I don't know.
That's the first time I heard about this. Does it say when?
June 8th of 17. So, I mean, they haven't, obviously, because they haven't got the permit, but until June 8th of 18.
Why don't we table this to the next meeting? Maybe you can get in contact with them, Ed, and see what their plans are.
I will withdraw my motion. And a motion, I will change my motion to table. Zach, you had the second on it, but
Yes,
you
sir.
withdraw yours and change
Yep.
it.
Change it.
Okay.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Vote yes. And Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion to table is 3-0.
Michelle Plant submitted an application for a campground permit, 2 sites at 1212 Route 40, West Claysville. Motion to approve the campground permit for Michelle Plants for 2 sites.
Okay, and they've given a check for $105, and they've given us an aerial photograph showing where they intend to place the mobile homes, or not mobile homes, the campers. That's it? And these are simply in places where they've had them before. But I'm saying they had them there last year. I'll also move that we approve their application.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion to contribute $5,000 to West Alexander Fire Department from the Act 13 fund.
And you understand that's not your...
Yes,
For your
this is, has to do with
We were gonna give you a board, but since you fooled with us over that stop sign, you're getting 5. We took the zeros off. No, okay. I so moved. You got, okay.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion to hire Cipher and Cipher to audit reports from January 1 through August 2nd, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
John Force recommends a water pressure regulator and a testable flowback preventer. We received a bid of $2,243 from Woods Family Service. Motion to hire Woods Family Service to install this install this device at a cost of $2,243.
Yeah, $1,443 is the materials and the labor estimate's $800. So total estimate is $2,243. I'll move that we have this device installed.
Dave,
Second.
what are they putting it at?
Down at the filling station.
So it never had one,
I don't think it did.
or did the one fail?
Either never had one or.
I was under the impression that there was never one there, but I couldn't.
How did that pass engineering without a regulator?
Well, we're not even sure how they got it in there in plastic pipe either, you know, so. It did,
Where'd the backflow preventer?
yeah.
Didn't you have that issue, Darren? Didn't you bring that issue
Yeah.
up before about backflow?
No,
Do we got
that was different.
a
Okay.
call for vote? Okay, Mr. Ely,
Yes.
how about yes, Mr. Prescott?
Money for that.
Yes.
Still got it.
All right, PMRS audit shows a finding from the $14,000 settlement issued on 4/11/13. This settlement was from the non-uniform pension plan and must be returned to the general fund to avoid a possibility of not receiving state aid this year. Motion to issue a check of amount $14,000 plus interest to the general fund for Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Services.
Okay, Tammy, between Tammy and Gary, you wanna tell us a little more about this?
I guess annually, the state does an audit of the state pensions. And I guess a new auditor was assigned that Tammy hadn't worked with in the past. I began receiving phone calls from this auditor questioning
Everything.
the payment of $14,000 to William Russmeisel. I guess this happened back in maybe 2014, 2013.
13.
And we entered into a settlement with him. There was an issue as to whether or not he was vested in the PMRS pension. The administrator said he was not. There were a couple other issues. He wanted to retire. Everyone thought it was in the best interest of the township to enter into a settlement and, stop everything that was happening. I think at the time, the township was paying full family health insurance coverage of approximately $1,300 a month, or $1,700 a month. So that settlement was made and approved, and a settlement agreement was signed. It's my understanding, and this is where I'm done. I mean, I negotiated the settlement agreement, got it signed. I don't know where the funds came from, but apparently, as I understand it, PMRS sent a check to the township for $14,000.
Yes.
We were told at the time that we could do that from the pension fund because
It was
the pension fund was overfunded.
Right.
And that we could take that overfunding and put it towards that, or we
And so-
never would have done
And so,
it.
based upon that payment, that's what was paid to Mr. Rusmeisel was a settlement. Now this audit, almost 4 years later, they're coming up with the opinion that that was improper. And that in order for the township to continue to receive the state contribution into the PMRS fund, they need to put that money back.
Yes.
So it's like,
That's crazy.
it's really bizarre. But that's, you're at risk based upon the auditor, the state auditor's findings if you don't do that.
And we arrived at that number at that time, because it was when you first came. The prior solicitor had suggested that we engage in litigation and go to court, and this was the less expensive way out of it, was to make a settlement. And that's how we arrived at that number. But now they're saying that we gotta put it back, so.
Is there any way we can request another state audit?
Well, I don't know if you wanna invite those guys to come around. It's usually not very pretty.
The one, you had one for how many years and he didn't seem to care, now you got this.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
And she works for the state auditor, general. And she emptied out your filing cabinets, I guess, when she was here.
Yes, Ed can witness, this table was full, like 3 times as much paperwork is what's here.
It was never hid because we approved it at one of these meetings to pay it.
plus the pension administrator sent the check.
Yeah. So,
So
I guess I'll move that reluctantly that we refund the pension fund.
reimburse the pension
Reimburse
fund.
the pension fund, yeah.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Healy,
Yes.
how about yes? Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Okay, carries.
Motion to proclaim Week of Labor Day through the 9th of West Alexander Fair as a official week of Donegal Township celebration.
The reason for this motion, as some of you may recall, we do it every year, and that is, allows the township to assist the fair board in preparation of their fairground roads, provide, I guess in the past, we provided some police protection to them at no charge. Some years we did charge, but some years no charge. But it allows the township to participate in whatever they do at the fairgrounds during that week. And we've done this for as long as I can remember. I'll move that we proclaim that.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely,
Yes.
how about yes? Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Motion to have a public zoning hearing advertised to be held on August 3rd, 2017 at 6 PM.
Dave, can I just rephrase that for you?
Yes.
It's a motion to hold the public hearing on the proposed zoning ordinance on August 3rd, 2017 at 6 PM in the municipal building, and to authorize advertising of the same.
You talk a little faster than I write. Okay, you have it written down, or you just talk? Talk to. All right.
Motion to schedule.
Hold on.
So, it's a little slower.
Said motion to hold.
Motion, yeah, you said motion to hold.
Just don't be sitting on my lap, okay? Motion to
Schedule?
schedule the public hearing on the proposed zoning ordinance.
Slow down again. I won't be able to read it. Proposed zoning ordinance
On August 3rd, 2017 at 6 PM.
on August 3rd, 6 PM.
In the municipal building.
Okay.
And to advertise the same.
Okay.
That's your motion.
Yeah, that'll be the motion.
Second.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go, JD.
Does that mean that you guys got it back from the county now?
Now, we got the review letter back.
And what was the results of that?
Didn't understand.
Well,
They didn't have
they
any
just
additional
rubber stamp it.
comment. But that letter came in a few days ago, so I'll send it down to the township. You can post it, you can see it.
We vote on that.
No. Mr. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Teagarden, or yes, Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Jim, roof has been leaking. Motion to.
We already done already.
We already done?
Yeah, we did that.
All right. Motion to engage advanced payroll to handle payroll and liability reports at the cost of $100 per day.
For pay.
Per pay.
Per pay, I'm sorry.
We have the written proposal here from the Advantage Payroll. It says Advance, it should say Advantage. Advantage Payroll, Wheeling. $99 per pay, $9.10 for 17 employees. And every pay period, they do payroll checks, direct deposit, check signing, employee earning statements, a lot of other things. They also do all of our 941s, do our W-2s, they do all of the payroll liability accounts, and because we're in a period of transition, it makes sense. I've worked with Advantage in the past, they're very good, and they're very accurate. And it's one of the biggest issues in trying to run an office, I guess, is the payroll. You gotta make sure you don't mess that up. So, I think it's wise.
You make a motion?
I did make a motion. I will make a motion, yes. To engage them at that, about $100 per pay.
Like,
How you vote?
Ms. Reilly?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Last payment on the 2014 Peterbilt is due November, $25,696.15.
We were going to pay that early, so it didn't get, I forgot about when Tammy's not here, but it was gonna cost us interest. And so we decided, so we're putting it on the agenda, so it's sticking us in the face, so maybe we won't forget about it, that it needs to be paid in November. And that'd be paid for out of Act 13 funds, correct? Liquid fuels funds. Okay.
We already added the addition to the
Or,
agenda.
nothing additional.
Correspondence.
I have no additional correspondence to it. Do I have anything in front of me? Then nothing to add, but there's correspondence available as it can be in the office, and ask to see it, and we'll give you the folder as long as the folder still has a folder.
Only thing I have in the Township Magazine this month, there was a good article concerning ag security areas and zoning, what the purposes of them are. There's like 10 copies for anybody that wants it.
Yeah, it's worth reading. I read the story when it was in the Township News.
Approval of the bills list, monthly bills list is submitted for approval.
So moved that we approve the bills, sign the checks.
Like,
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Prescott?
Yes.
Any more?
I've never won.
Any more?
Yeah, I do. And I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this, but folks, we have some significant issues in the police department that are affecting morale. Right now, we have 3 good police officers that are ready to quit. The only thing holding this police department together is the chief. The other 2 supervisors up here say that there's no communication with the police department. They don't know what's going on. But I have here letters from 3 different police officers expressing some concerns about issues that are going on in the police department. Issues that have been going on for months, one of which has been going on since last year. In fact, they asked the police officer affected by that issue to put it in writing. I think if they want to communicate with the police officers, they need to read what the police officers have to say when they take the time to write letters. I attempted to present these letters to Dave and Doug in our meeting prior to the public meeting. They refused
And what were you,
receipt.
and what were you told, Mr. Prescott?
You
what
told me
did I tell
that you
you?
would not be served.
I said I would not be served, but I will take it under consideration, is what I said.
You didn't say you'd read
And we
them.
are not going to discuss.
I have the floor,
personnel-
Doug.
We are not going to discuss personnel issues in this.
We're not discussing personnel issues. I'm discussing letters that were written to the
Personnel
supervisors
issues is not the proper place
for,
to
to
discuss it.
express concerns over issues in the department. I said nothing about personnel.
Well, yes, you did.
Now, the supervisors refused receipt of these letters, and I am asking the Board of Supervisors to authorize me to give these letters to the solicitor. The solicitor can review the letters and then evaluate what the validity of the complaints are in his opinion and make recommendations to the supervisors.
I have no
Can I get
problem.
approval of that?
Absolutely, I have no problems reviewing anything in our office.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Consider that a vote then. Thank you, sir. And that's the end of my comments.
I think we need to have a continuing meeting. The other spending proposals.
Yep.
To discuss the fire department's requests, as well as, any other requests we have for the road department in regards to expenditure of funds.
When you wanna have it?
I really don't have any preferences on days.
One week, 2 weeks?
Well, that's 12, do you wanna go to the 19th?
Yeah, could.
19th at 6 o'clock,
Fine.
then we can have the rest of the numbers in front of us.
19th of July at 6.
19th of July, 6 PM, that's a Wednesday, right? I move that we continue the meeting to July 19th at 6 PM to discuss the financing requests and expenditure requests in front of us. And the work out.
Can you have two meetings on the same day? Because if you had on, Larry down there just said that you only got, one,
Subdivision.
one subdivision, why don't you just have it at that meeting? Can you
Well-
have both meetings? That's,
not till the evening.
oh, no, you can't make it to those meetings, that's right, I forgot about
Hey,
that.
what we're gonna do is talk about the available funds and the request for funding that we have for Claysville from West Alexander and any other projects that we got, which have a little better idea of what the costs are gonna be.
Yeah.
That's all, to talk about those and to make those awards, that's the only.
So there's really no rulings that night, it's just, you're just gonna figure out what you can do at your next meeting.
No, we're gonna,
So you're gonna have another meeting.
yeah, this is a continued, motion to continue the session.
They said that earlier.
So you're gonna take action at that
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah.
It's not a workshop, it's.
Well, no, it's a session to.
Well, that's a meeting.
Yeah, it's a
not workshop.
continued session. It's a continued session,
Okay.
yeah. Motion to have a continued session on July 19th, 6 PM, period.
That it?
Yes.
I'll second.
Any questions? Go ahead, Bob.
During that meeting, what is it, on the 19th? Now, we're gonna have a session here in a little bit for public comments, correct?
Public meeting.
Are we going to be allowed to have them on the 19th? Because the last time, you said no.
Absolutely, they have to have public comment. It's a public meeting.
And any time they have a meeting.
Where they are taking a vote.
Thank you.
Yeah, taking action.
Taking
Go,
action.
JD.
On that, something, it probably falls under the same thing, but on the project for the back road at Lake Road, as I understand it, they're looking to turn that over to you guys, is that the gist of it? And
No, they're looking to try to get it fixed or whatever.
Okay.
That's about it.
well, they said that, I brought up the question, obviously they get the lease money, and it's a non-service lease, okay? And they said that went into the Commonwealth, into the pool, got dispersed everywhere, and can't be used here. What about royalties from that? I don't know if they are receiving royalties now, but that would be a continuing, ongoing, that wasn't a lump sum, that's an active
All the
thing.
leases,
Is there,
all the leases go to the general fund of the state. That's where it goes.
so there's no way to pull
You
from
can
that?
have
No.
Nope.
Nice.
Major way.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that, and I agree with you, Judy. I mean, that's, all the state lands, the state parks, they should get those monies to fund those parks.
Right.
That only makes sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't get in their
Common
pockets that
sense and
way.
logic. No place for that in government, right?
Philadelphia needs it, right?
Yeah, cert, SEPTA, whatever, what is their public transportation? We gotta pay them to ride the bus, you know?
Any other public comment?
Yeah, but if you want to comment, we'll adjourn.
Yeah.
Let them go ahead.
Yeah.
You have a motion on the floor.
We do, we're gonna allow public comment.
Not on that motion,
Well,
on that motion.
it would,
And then have
You
public
motioned
comment.
to continue your meeting, but you never voted on it.
yeah, it's not been voted
All right.
on. I vote for one second.
Yeah.
And Mr. Ely,
Yes.
I vote yes, Mr. Prescott.
Yes.
And the meeting will be continued.
Any public comment?
Huh?
Any public comment?
Nope.
Good, JD.
Kathy Gilmore's question earlier, just, Gary, were you going to, the question she brought up about a work-related injury 1 year, but non-work-related 18 months, were you gonna verify that or check into, when you, I didn't hear that.
I think the reason is, those employees are on sickness and accident, so they are being covered. So I think that's the difference.
I didn't know if that was something you were sure about or need clarified or not, that's all. Thanks.
Anybody else? Good, Ed.
Yeah, I kind of have a comment on the code official in the police department. These guys on the road, how many hours a day? Wouldn't you guys go to see the properties that's fallen down and not have to get extra money for that? You're out patrolling the roads.
So where the enforcement portion comes in is in the time that it takes to actually contact, send out letters,
Do the citation.
communication citations. Like if you're in violation of an ordinance, most of our ordinances, there's a time period, there's a grace period. You have to be served in a certain way. Certified mail has to be sent out, the property has to be posted in some cases. Communications have to be documented. And then, if you're not in compliance, then the citations issue. So that's where the additional cost came in. As an example, Mark Gordon got 10 hours a week, apparently, but he didn't do his own clerical work. They paid Sharon to do all the typing, all the mailing, so that 10 hours was just for him to go out and ride around and sign documents and appear in court.
But Sharon keep doing that?
Oh, she certainly could, but I mean, this is the first I've heard of this tonight, so I apologize.
It was only 10 hours from whenever he resigned from last meeting. You upped it last meeting to 10 hours from 5, so we don't know if he actually worked at 10 or resigned in the middle or where that went. So don't hold him to that 10 hours. That's, you know what I mean? That might be what made him quit, because he didn't need it.
Enforcing certain ordinances are in our responsibilities. And we have enforced them in the past, and we'll continue to enforce them. I mean, we'll do them the way we've been doing them. We'll do them the way we did them prior to Mark Gordon.
Any other comments? Continue to the 26th or 19th.
Together. It hasn't paid this director.
Wasn't a very long meeting.
Hi, Amy.
Didn't go into